moving on, solid hot topic. So now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show Xzavier Malone-Key from Fairleigh Dickerson University, guard. Xzavier, welcome to the show, man.
What's up, man? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem, bro. Just to give everybody a little backstory about, how me and you met. We both went to Plymouth White Marsh High School, both alumni of that school. You're on the basketball team there, 1,000-point scorer, first team all-league guy. You did your thing at PW, went deep into the playoffs many times, district champs, yada, yada, yada. Your accolades are endless. Just to start off, please, let people know and enlighten people. So what are the main differences from, playing in high school to playing in college? Like, what is that gap in that transition that you went through, that you had to go through, transitioning from the high school game into the collegiate game?
Speed. That's the main difference. The speed of the game. High school, it was easy to just, be faster than everybody and jump over everybody because I was more athletic than everybody on the court. But, once you get to college, everyone is just as athletic as you. It's faster. Or like I said, you got to have a better IQ. And to keep up with the game, it transforms more into a mental game as you get to the collegiate level. And, like I said before, the main difference is just speed, man. You got to adjust.
Right. So what are some things that helped you adjust to that?
Watching more film. My freshman year at Rider, when I wasn't playing as much, seeing the floor as much, I just was able to watch and just critique some things. When I do get out there and have my moment, I was able to flourish. So once I got here, also redshirting here gave me a little bit more of an advantage and gave me more of a jump start. So when I get on the court, it was a little bit more easier for me transitioning into the game.
Right. So essentially, that time that you were, that you spent watching, on the bench, it gave you some mental reps, and it helped you evolve your game and transition it into the collegiate level. Definitely understand that. So you did allude a little bit to, you playing at Rider. A lot of people don't know that's where you started out first. Just explain that whole situation, that dynamic, what all unfolded at Rider, what ultimately made you, you leave Rider.
What made Rider, you said?
I said, what ultimately made you leave Rider? Like, what are some things that that happened? Like, what you started out there and didn't really work out your first year, and you decided to leave. So what was the dynamic like? Why did that situation occur?
Basically, it just didn't work out. The place just wasn't the right fit for me. I just needed to change the scenery. It's nothing personal or anything. But
right.
Sometimes you start off somewhere and you don't just want to be there no more or something, so you just move on. This happens to guys all the time in the NBA where they get traded, different cities, they just don't want to be there no more. So it just didn't work out. That's about it.
No, I definitely understand that. Sometimes you see yourself in a situation, you think that this is the best thing for you, and then you're placed in that situation, and you realize maybe this isn't the best thing for me. Maybe I need to take myself out of this situation, put myself into a better one, to where I can really improve myself and be the best person I can be. Totally understand that. So, what did that whole situation and dynamic, just as a whole, what did you really learn from that? What did you take away from that, and how did you use that to make your experience at Fairleigh Dickerson way better?
What I learned was how to fight through adversity.
Right.
Because at Rider, I was hit with adversity. I just kept fighting, but overall, in the end, I just left. Had to change the scenery, and then once I got here to Fairleigh Dickerson, my redshirt year, I would take the adversity some more as far as like when practice started. Those guys that was playing already here at Fairleigh Dickerson, they were already acclimated, and I was still, coming on as a college basketball player. So, I just had to grind it out, and then I just followed their lead, and then, it got me ready my redshirt year, and I actually helped our team as well. So, that's about it.
All right. So, hey, Xzavier, what's up? This is Mayor. I just had to ask you, because I hear you talking about, redshirting and everything, and I know how, that process, playing, football at the collegiate level, and sometimes when you first hear, as an incoming freshman coming in, and I'm telling you that you're redshirting, it's kind of heartbreaking because coming right out of high school, you have those aspirations of playing as soon as you get there. So, was there ever a thought in your mind like, what, like, this is kind of rough, or what was going through your mind during those rough patches in your collegiate years?
You said what was going through my mind from what?
During those rough patches, or hearing that you're redshirting and you're not going to be playing, or you're not going to be seeing as much playing time as you want to.
When I transferred, I was on a redshirt because when I received my release from Ryder, they gave me the whole rundown on what I was getting myself into. Being as though I was transferring, they told me that I would have to sit here. So, I just got myself mentally ready. So when I got to Fairleigh Dickerson, when it actually occurred, I wasn't like surprised or shocked or anything. And, throughout the whole process, I was just staying strong and just mentally staying close to my family, my big brother, be, talking me through it throughout the way, just keeping me strong and just keeping me patient. But, it was obviously, I was just, I'd be down and be like, dang, like I just want to start playing. At the end, all that happens for a reason, and God works in mysterious ways. So I feel like that was just another test for me to see how strong of a person that I was, and I feel like I passed that test. So.
Yeah, definitely. You made it. You made it through that situation. Now this season, you had your chance to play and played solidly. So that's a great segue for our next question for you. So you had a solid season, averaged about 11 points per game. Definitely had a lot of highlighted plays and definitely showed your talent and athleticism for Fairleigh Dickerson. So, just to fast forward a little bit to the end of the season, what was it like winning that conference championship for your school? What did that mean to you, and how did that make you feel?
Actually, I was out with a concussion for the last 5 games of the season, so I missed the NEC Tournament conference championship game, and I missed the March Madness games when we traveled out there. So, it hurt me a lot just watching them. Yeah,
but I mean, I knew that you were injured, but I'm saying, what did that mean just as a whole? To win that as your first year actually playing, you still contributed throughout the season. Without your play throughout the season, your team, wouldn't have gotten there and wouldn't have been in that position. And, after you helped your team get to where they were and have that chance to actually win the tournament, and then, get your first NCAA tournament win, you still had a piece in that. You still had a part in that. How did that all feel?
The experience was surreal. There, but teams playing March Madness are just that far, and it was just that's something that you watch on TV when you're a kid. You'd be like, I wish that was me. I hope I'm fortunate to make the NCAA tournament. And when we made it, and my guys fought through adversity, because I went down and fought through adversity, still got the job done. I felt like they did it for me, and I felt like I achieved something in my life because about it. Because I was just a writer, now he's playing. Mm-hmm. So, it just my career just did a whole 360. Now I was a starter, starting 5, winning games, went on a 13, I think we went on an 11 or 12 game win streak.
Yeah, it was 12.
12 game win streak, and we were just rolling. All that just felt good that I was able to do that. And just I just put God first.
Yeah, man, that it was just, seeing you, following you on Instagram and just following your whole your whole career so far, like post high school. I remember a few years back, it was actually right after when you told me that you're gonna leave Ryder. You were kind of just up in the air. You knew that you were gonna go to Fairleigh Dickerson. You knew your next move, but you were just hungry to show everybody, that you could actually play at the D1 level, that you could actually, be effective and showcase your talents at one of the highest levels in collegiate sports, and you've done it so far. And I really wanted to see you play in the NCAA tournament. Unfortunately, you were injured. But how just speak on how not playing. So you worked all year to try and get to that point, and for you to actually play in the tournament and to be sitting on that bench. What was going through your mind while sitting on the bench and not being able to check in and help your team?
Man, that whole experience being there and not being able to play just made me hungrier, and it lit a fire in me, for next year. So now that's all the motivation I ever needed. Now I'm more hungry than I've ever been to get back to where we got this year, if not further, and be able to be on the court and contribute and help my team get wins in the NCAA tournament. So we already made history by winning our first ever NCAA tournament win. Now, next year the goal is to double that and try to get 2 wins. So,
right.
I'm just hungry and just motivated to get there again, because I missed the vital part of the season, which is the playoffs. And, it's all good, though. Everything happens for a reason, so I ain't even going to say that. I'm going to just stay positive and just keep putting in the work so I can't be denied. Exactly.
You got to keep putting in that work. Everything does happen for a reason. God puts us in these specific situations that we can learn from them, and we can take something from them. And clearly that's what he's currently doing with you. So I do want to get your opinion on something. So, in the national media, a lot of people were talking about the Tom Izzo situation, him being infuriated with his player, yelling at him, and there was a little back and forth, and there was a lot of tension on the court at that time. So I want to get somebody who's who's a Division I basketball player who's had several instances with coaches just talking with them, them probably yelling at you at some point in time in practice for not doing something that they wanted you to do. Just tell me what it's like, actually, what that player-coach relationship is like. Like, what is that real dynamic? So, everybody took it out of control with Tom Izzo. They made it seem like, he shouldn't have yelled at him. He shouldn't have gotten his face. That's disrespectful. That's not, morally correct. What is the real dynamic of a player and coach at that high level, especially in a heightened moment of NCAA, tournament game?
I look at it as all tough love.
Right.
When you sign to whatever university it is to play basketball, you're signing your life away for 4 years into the hands of a coach who's going to make sure you're good outside of home. You're going to be far away from home. You're not going to be home. You're not going to be able to see your mom and dad. So, a coach is like an extension of them on the court, though. So I feel like for Tom Izzo, did leave that Michigan State, it was nothing but tough love and, trying to keep guys into buying into his system and what he's built over there at Michigan State. So I don't think it was inappropriate. Okay, maybe he handled it a little differently from the public eye's view, but as a player, I don't think he did anything wrong, to be honest. He just was getting in his guys behind, letting him know what he's doing hasn't been right. I feel like if you're not willing to be coached, what are you doing the sport for? You're going to you're going to get chastised
and disciplined.
And discipline. It's just like with your parents. And you could discipline the young kid. People that is not inside your circle be like, oh, well, why was that parent doing that to this child? That's just tough love, and that's trying to get through to the kid so you don't do that again. And I guarantee you that player won't do that again for the rest of the season. So it's kind of like scare tactics, you know what I'm
Yeah, definitely understand that. Like, I totally get what you're coming from, because these coaches, their job is to make you the best player that you can be, and some of them take on that role of, you know, making you a better man in general as well.
Yeah, and just think about it like this: these coaches, this is their life. This is how they get paid. This is how they see their family. They don't want an undisciplined player or a player that's not willing to be coached get in the way of that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I definitely understand
these are these coaches' livelihoods. This is how they get paid. This is how they see their family. This is how they become who they become. So, you know, I don't see it as being nothing wrong. I just feel like if it's a player that feels like that's wrong, maybe he needs to get tougher mentally.
Right.
That's all it is being tough mentally to be able to withstand and handle that type of heat and pressure that's getting thrown at you by coaches. So, ain't nothing wrong with it.
That's what I'm saying. And if we're even going to think of this in a broader view, like, life smacks you in the face all the time. Like this,
right.
Like, so that's what, like, these sports, like, sports is a metaphor for life. Like, the things that you learn throughout sports, that's why sports are so important, and they haven't gone away for a up-team amount of years. Is because
it's ready for the real world.
Exactly. There's so many life lessons that you can learn through sports that can help you later on down the road, and it can help you in your regular life. And that's why so many guys that have played the game, that have played at a high level, and who even haven't played at a high level, who are just some regular Joes, that they revert back to playing sports as something that was, you know, monumental in their growth as a person, because some of the lessons that you learn, you can't learn any other way except being a part of a team, playing the sport, being in a pressure situation, you know, having all eyes on you, you know, all these different things that can occur while playing a sport. You learn and can use as a life experience, and it means so much. So before we go, I got to get your opinion on something. So NBA wise, playoff time is around the corner. Who do you got? I need to hear who you got coming out the West and why, quickly, and who you got coming out the East, why.
Who I got making it to the Eastern and West Conference Finals?
No, who you got making it to the finals? Like, who you got coming out of the East and who you got coming out the West?
For the NCAA Tournament, right?
No. NBA.
Oh, NBA? Okay. From the East, I got to go with the hometown, man. I got to go with the
all right. That's what I like to hear.
And then for the West, I mean, I was hoping it would be the Lakers and LeBron, but you see, they were out of there.
Did you really think that he was going to make it out? Did you really think that?
I mean, it's LeBron James. You never know. He's been to the finals
James.
8 years in a row. I wasn't going to doubt him for 1 year because he got some young dudes. He took some dudes at Cleveland.
Yeah, but those were seasoned vets.
Doesn't matter.
I said those were seasoned vets.
LeBron James.
Yeah. Well, now that my boy LeBron ain't gonna be coming out the West for the playoffs, I'm gonna say, let me see. I gotta go with James Harden. I got to.
Wow. So no Golden State. So we just gonna skip over KD, Clay, Steph.
Gotta go with James Harden, man. I think it's. I don't want to see the Warriors go another year. It's cheap at this point.
They so good though, but me personally though, I do think that James Harden deserves to be MVP. He's doing something that I've never seen before, and it's leading to wins as well.
Is that another shot at Russ?
You got to do for his team to get a win. He's putting this Rockets team to victory. So
that's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna go with James Harden and with a healthy Chris Paul, they could be dangerous in the playoffs.
Oh, definitely. And you know what? I wouldn't be too mad at that pick, and I wouldn't be too mad to see the Houston Rockets in there, because I do think that my man Chris Paul deserves a ring. He definitely deserves one. He should have got one already, but that's another story for another time. But Xzavier, I really do appreciate you for coming on the show. It means a lot to me. Best of luck to you next season. Hope you make it back to the tournament again, and hope you go as far as you can, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
No problem, bro. Thank you.
All right, man. See you later.